To the U.S. now, where Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby is telling reporters that intelligence are indicating that Russia has put in place operatives to carry out a false flag operation in order to create a pretext to invade Ukraine. And he said this is very credible and that the classification has been downgraded to allow its release to the public. Take a look.
Without getting into too much detail, we do have information that indicates that Russia is already working actively to create a pretext for a potential invasion, for a move on Ukraine. In fact, we have information that they've pre-positioned a group of operatives to conduct what we call a false flag operation, an operation designed to look like an attack on them or their people or Russian-speaking people in Ukraine, again, as an excuse to go in. I'm not at liberty to go into a whole lot more detail than that, but I hope that by the fact that we can say this as confidently as we can, you can take away that that there's a fidelity here to the information that we have that we believe is very credible. And again, we've seen this kind of thing before out of Russia. When there isn't an actual crisis to suit their needs, they'll make one up. When we talk about Russian operatives, it's it could represent a blend of individuals inside the Russian government, whether it's from their intelligence communities, their security services, or even their military. They often hybridize their personnel to such a degree that the lines are not necessarily really clear.
We have information that indicates Russia has already pre-positioned a group of operatives to conduct a false flag operation in eastern Ukraine. The operatives are trained in urban warfare and in using explosives to carry out acts of sabotage against Russia's own proxy forces. Our information also indicates that Russian influence actors are already starting to fabricate Ukrainian provocations in state and social media to justify a Russian intervention and sow divisions in Ukraine.
Now, Russia quickly denied the account, with Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov calling the U.S. statements unfounded. And the allegations came as Ukraine was hit by a major cyber attack, which led NATO to vow to step up cooperation with Kiev for online security. Now, the United States released the findings on the alleged false flag plans after a week of talks with Russia to defuse tensions. Russian President Vladimir Putin has denied plans to invade Ukraine, but has demanded security guarantees from the West, including promises not to expand NATO eastward. Jake Sullivan, National Security Advisor, said Thursday that the U.S. preferred diplomacy but was prepared to defend allies and to impose major economic costs on Russia if it invades.
We're prepared to continue with diplomacy to advance security and stability in the Euro-Atlantic. We're equally prepared if Russia chooses a different path. We continue to coordinate intensively with partners on severe economic measures in response to a further Russian invasion of Ukraine. We continue to work with allies at NATO on changes in force posture and capabilities, especially on NATO's eastern flank, if that scenario arises. What I'm going to say is that the United States and our allies and partners are prepared for any contingency, any eventuality. We're prepared to keep moving forward down the diplomatic path in good faith, and we're prepared to respond if Russia acts. And beyond that, all we can do is get ready, and we are ready.